Perfect. Hello, welcome to Paranormal Lens presented by Jotnick's Paranormal. I'm Kirsten, and joining me tonight is Jamie Widener and Chad Thomas.
Hey,
What's so funny, Kirsten?
Just I'm ready. I was prepared, and I was watching, and our intro started over again.
and I commented, "Oh, this is going to be fun," and here we
Exactly.
are.
And right as you said that, it cut out, and it just had us here.
There we are. Yeah, the modern miracle of technology.
Oh God, that was
Unique.
perfect.
One of these times we'll figure it out, or it'll figure us out. I don't know, one or the other.
One day it will go fine.
Just not today.
No.
Hey, as you can tell, we are live and in person.
Exactly. How are you guys?
Good. Yeah. Other than this, great. Actually, it's been one of those easy weeks. Nothing to complain about. Nothing to say. Any crises happened. I did something yesterday that I've never done before,
Okay,
um, and then that was I dyed someone's hair.
I know
Ooh.
whose hair you dyed.
Yeah, I died. Haha. um, the youngest is in a dance group, and they have a competition this week, and the hair color had to change to fit the costume. And I was the designated doer for this one. So um, it turned out, it came out the way it was supposed to. So I can put that on my resume, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
That's professional now. I'm going to go get a salon.
I think you need some licensing now, Jamie, if you want to
I
do
think
that.
so. It's
A little bit.
Pennsylvania license for everything. So
Yeah,
fair enough.
it's a Commonwealth.
It's all right. I trust that more, though. I get that. So. But it might be a side hustle somewhere down the line if gas gets any more expensive. So who knows?
True.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What about you, Chad? What's going on?
Well, it was Easter weekend. It was my dad's birthday on Thursday, so I made 3 trips to the Gettysburg area in 4 days. Speaking of gas prices,
Yeah.
but I got to spend time with my dad, my sister, my brother, and then Alex and I went over for Easter on Sunday. It was great. Celebrating 82 years from with my dad, and yeah, it was worth all the driving. So
That's very cool. Well,
yeah,
happy birthday, Ken.
so
I, I know we'll catch up to this eventually. So hope you had a great day and many more to come.
so yeah. What about you, Kirsten?
Well, work's been crazy, busy, hectic, so that's been kind of my life for the past few weeks. Um, I've been forgetting what day it's been, honestly.
Well, we're glad you remembered it was Tuesday night because
Um,
Jamie in a siren outfit just would not have.
Yeah, we'd have made it work.
I don't think it would have worked.
So, and as usual, Bert is here with us. He might be driving, but he's here.
All right. Well,
Just
hands
first
on the
gotta
wheel,
be
eyes on the
safe.
road, sir.
It's like no staring at the screen. As on the
Exactly.
road.
So anyway,
Huh. I think that was the quickest us talking about stuff for an episode.
So we should just get to it.
Yeah, let's get to it. All right.
let's see some slides. Maybe there we
I
go.
would say perfect. All right. Before they were mermaids, before they were painted as beautiful women with flowing hair and shimmering tails, the sirens were something else entirely. Something older, something wrong. In the earliest Greek accounts, sirens weren't creatures of the sea alone. They were part bird, part woman, winged figures perched along dangerous coastlines, existing in a space that wasn't quite sky and wasn't quite earth. And they didn't chase their victims. They didn't need to. Because what made the siren truly terrifying wasn't how they looked, it was what they knew. Ancient sailors believed their songs could reach inside a person's mind and pull their deepest desires. whispering promises of knowledge, of glory, of answers to questions no one else could answer. And once you heard it, you didn't just want to follow, you had to. Ships would drift off course, crews would lose control. Men would walk willingly into the sea towards the voices that felt more real than the world behind them. The Greeks didn't just see the sirens as monsters, they saw them as inevitabilities, as forces tied to death, to the unknown, to the thin and fragile boundary between life and whatever waits beyond. And they weren't alone, because across the world, from the cold waters of the north to the vast oceans of Polynesia, stories echo of voices in water, calling, waiting, singing. The sirens you think you know, they didn't exist. Not at first. The earliest sirens from ancient Greek mythology were not mermaids, but something far stranger. Half woman, half bird. Winged bodies perched on jagged coastal rocks with human faces turned towards the horizon waiting. They weren't creatures of the sea alone. They belonged to the edges of reality, between sky, land, and something beyond. Some scholars believe they evolved from ancient soul bird myths, beings that carried spirits from the living world to the death, into death. And and that connection lingers because sirens were never just killers, they were escorts. The sirens' weapon wasn't violence, it was understanding. Their songs didn't just sound beautiful, it spoke directly to the deepest parts of whoever heard it. They promised glory, secrets, answers to questions you didn't even know you had. And sailors alone, exhausted, drifting between survival and madness, were the perfect targets. Ships would veer, men would abandon everything. Some would leap into the sea willingly, chasing a voice they believed was salvation. But the truth waiting for them? Scattered bones along the shoreline. Rot, silence, stillness. The Roman writer Pliny the Elder described creatures that would lull men into a trance, only to tear them apart. Not a single dramatic struggle, just the quiet end of someone who listened too long. Origins twist like currents. In one version, told by Ovid, the sirens. Sorry, I got an alert from our.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry.
Got it.
Your audio was getting a little funky. I was trying to make an adjustment.
Are we good now?
That's much better.
Perfect. All right. In one version told by Ovid, the sirens were once human companions of Persephone. When she vanished into the underworld, they searched endlessly, begging the gods for wings to continue the hunt. They were granted and transformed. In other tellings, they were punished and reshaped into something unnatural for their failing her. Either way, their story begins with loss, which raises a chilling possibility. What if the song isn't just a lure? What if it's grief? Sirens appear in ancient funerary arts, carved into graves as symbols of mourning and passage, not just monsters, but reminders that death doesn't always come violently. Sometimes it calls gently. The most famous encounter comes from the Odyssey. Odysseus was warned in advance, don't listen. So he prepares. His crew plugs their ears with wax, but Odysseus wants to hear it. So he binds himself to the mast of his ship, and when the sirens begin to sing, he breaks completely. He begs to be released, screaming commands, thrashing against the ropes. Every part of him is consumed by the need to go to them. And the only thing that saves him is that he cannot move. So the lesson? Sometimes the most dangerous thing in the world is what you want. In another legend, there's a different kind of resistance. The musician Orpheus faces the sirens not with silence, but with defiance. When they sing, he plays. His music rises like a shield, drowning out their voices in something even more powerful. For once, the hunters are silenced, but not entirely. One man still hears them, one man still jumps, because no defense is perfect when the call is personal. Moving a bit far north, the Greeks were not alone in fearing